Today we need to talk about J-Hope saying that he hates a specific type of person. I wanted to get into a conversation among Jung Kook and a girl in an alleyway and what happened there. And then we have a specific clip that has gotten some armies a bit scared. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's go. Jungkook's recent live stream has been drawing a lot of attention, for many reasons of course. The first one is that it's Jungkook, and anything that he does is going to cause a media frenzy, especially after not being very active for a long time. But of course the second reason is that he streamed for many hours, and typically idols will stream for 30 minutes and at most an hour. Jungkook also did many newsworthy things, such as talk about Jin in the military, sing a bunch of covers, and just many different things. One of the things that armies were extremely happy about was seeing Bam again. Bam is Jungkook's Doberman, and he is a very well-trained and cute dog. When Jungkook tells Bam house, Bam automatically goes into his cage or box, and Bam listens quite well to all these commands. And you might think, oh, this is sad, but Bam is allegedly also a bit of a spoiled brat, and that is very cute, as most of BTS's dogs are a bit spoiled. And a pet being spoiled is a good sign, because signs of abuse would mostly make the dog scared and angry, or very jumpy. Being spoiled shows that usually Jungkook or any member will give the dog a lot of attention, food, or whatever it needs, that the pet seemingly takes that for granted. There was also a moment where Jungkook was scolding Bam for being spoiled. Bam was on the couch, and it seemed like Bam kind of understood what Jungkook was saying. Bam got up and actually made a little space for Jungkook to sit, and then instead Jungkook decided that he would get on top of Bam playfully and just kind of sit on top of him. It's very cute and definitely meant for fun. Of course, there's some debate here as to whether you should do this to an animal or not. There's always debates when owners post videos and photos of their pets, and whether or not that pet is being treated correctly, or if what is happening in the video will endanger the animal. These comments are not typically made out of malicious intent to say the owner is bad or abusive, but just a comment of concern to make sure nothing happens to the pet, as a lot of armies also get very invested into the pet as if it's their own. Jungkook might be a bit too heavy, and there was some scared armies that commented about this footage to say that they were scared Bam's bones would break from Jungkook lying on top of him. This concern makes some sense, unlike other concerns I've addressed in the past. But I don't think animal bones are that frail. I think they can handle a bit of pressure and squeeze before anything breaks. After all, Bam is a bit of an older dog and not a puppy who may have developing bones. Also, you don't know how hard Jungkook is actually sitting on the dog. He may be very aware of how heavy or whatever he is and not be putting his entire weight or body when he's on top of Bam. So there's a lot to think about here and a lot to consider before thinking that this might be something that would hurt Bam. Either way, it does bring up a good question if celebrities should be playing with their dog on live streams or even showing their pets at all. If they show too much of their pet, then they're using their pet as a way to pay the bills and abusing them. If they play too much and happen to appear too rough, then they're physically hurting the dog. So there's never any win here. And I don't think you should be concerned about this. This clip of Jungkook and Bam also went viral alongside an article that was written towards J-Hope and one of his recent beautiful songs. J-Hope released his second album, Jack in the Box, and he made a bunch of unique and different sounds. We definitely were not expecting a more punk vibe to one of his songs, and of course songs that would make social change is something we'd hope for, but doesn't always happen. However, this time it did happen. J-Hope has a song called Equal Sign. The premise of this song is equality and celebrates everyone's differences and diversity. The song can be a song for LGBT, it can also be a song for racial inequality, which is something we know for a fact they struggle with. It was actually surprising that this song was acknowledged by the Grammys, especially since this song was never even formally a single. So the fact that it got attention like this is interesting. But Grammys wrote an article talking about everything I just mentioned and breaking down specific lyrics like people's minds are so narrow and hate will paralyze your mind. He made sure to say some of these words in English as he wants these words to be recognized. J-Hope is someone who wanted to make it clear that he hates these narrow-minded and inconsiderate people. He wants people to open their minds and be kind. English is known to be the global language, and pretty much anywhere in the world you go, you'll find people who speak English. So making sure to have these full phrases phrases in the song that say what these phrases say is very powerful. And it also makes the phrases stand out even more when the rest of the song is Korean and then there's just these powerful one-liners in English. The article continues to talk about how J-Hope is using his platform for social change, and of course this is something to be mentioned. To use your voice to speak on problems that are big problems is very important. I think it's great that he does it, and a lot of people might think he is obligated because his platform is so big. However, not every artist has to be a person for social change, or not every public figure has to represent something. An artist can just make music and make something fun, just to create dance music or music people will listen to feel happy. That's okay. So in this idea, J-Hope definitely did not have to say these words, but he did. And I think this is what the Grammys are saying. What is controversial here is that the Grammys have been controversial with ARMY. Grammys have often been accused of disrespecting BTS from BTS's nomination, resulting in them not actually getting awarded anything, to people believing that BTS was used to gather up ratings for the Grammys, but then never actually rewarded them for anything. And that is definitely controversial. If BTS is garnering all this attention for you and bringing up your ratings by millions of people, then you agree that they are extremely popular. But then for some reason, they don't deserve a Grammy. People were saying that they hope =sign will get a nomination by the Grammys, or at least get an award for social change. And I think it definitely should. There's no doubt that BTS has a huge impact socially. Their engagement on social media is huge, and when they say things or talk about things, it causes a huge impact. So not only has this song caused social change, but so has their career. BTS has also helped save lives of people, and their existence has actually helped stop possible illegal or scary things from happening. And this next story, I don't think you'll actually believe it. It's so crazy. Jung Kook apparently saved a woman's life in an alleyway, unintentionally, but it's still pretty crazy. So what happened? Let's go back a little bit and let me give you some backstory on everything. Jung Kook recently did the 4+ hour live stream, as we had talked about earlier, and BTS members' streams are typically pretty personal. They will eat with you and they will do things as if you and them are on a FaceTime together. This is exactly why ARMYs love it. The boys talk directly to ARMY and acknowledge them, similar to as if you were FaceTiming a friend or boyfriend. They will also get very comfortable, so it's not a formal setup where it might look like you're watching a huge production with a celebrity. To anyone who may not be up to date with internet culture, if you see someone on a video eating and someone is watching this person eat, you might think this is a friend eating a meal while having a FaceTime with you or them. Because why on earth would you just watch a random person eat? This is what most people would think, and why I'm a little nervous to watch mukbangs in public. I personally love to watch them, and especially watch BTS eat, but I'm definitely too shy to do it in public. But of course, you can see how that would be unusual to some outsiders. However, BTS eats a lot on camera, and we do react to these moments on Patreon a lot from their reality shows. So if you're interested in checking that out, I will link my Patreon below. There's still a limited $1 tier that is open, so I hope to see you there. Anyway, there was allegedly this girl who had finished watching Yet to Come in theaters, and I guess Jung Kook had come on right after the girl had finished watching the movie, because he did a live stream on the first day the concert was in theaters. And I guess the girl was alone, and maybe she had just said goodbye to her friends, and she decided to watch the stream on her walk home, which, by the way, my data could never. And apparently within that time, a strange man had followed her into the alleyway and was trying to hit on her. She turned around while having Jung Kook on the screen and yelled at the man to say, "Really? In front of my boyfriend?" implying the two were having an intimate moment and this rude, sketchy man was ruining it. And apparently right at this time, Jung Kook had turned to look right into the camera. So it appeared like the two were actually really talking to each other and FaceTiming. Apparently this guy got scared and left. My initial thought was that if a man was planning on hurting her, would he actually stop if there was a person FaceTiming? And I think so, because that other person can very easily call for help. And if you're in a place overseas, areas are usually not too far apart from each other and very walkable. So the person you're FaceTiming could likely just run down and find you, which may be a good life hack here. Ladies and guys, if you're ever alone in an alleyway and some sketchy people are around, watch a live stream and pretend you're having a conversation with them. It would definitely make you less likely to be a victim. Kind of sad that anyone has to do that, but that's life. But it's so cool that Jung Kook doing this stream literally saved this girl's life. Can you believe that? And now Jung Kook has a girlfriend. Let me know what you think, and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just leave a comment right here. Love you. Bye.